Hi, Murray from Murray Bishop Music. Score selection for your school band. What a nightmare. What a mess. What do I do? Where do I go? We talked previously about the grades and they help a little bit, not a lot. So how do we select music for our school band? How do we set up our program to work? I like the rule of threes. Always like the rules of threes. I could count that high as a kid. I like to either use 3 pieces, 6 pieces, or 9 pieces as selecting criteria. Now, the first thing, I'll divide them into 3 groups. They're easy to do, A, B, and C. Group A are quick, easy pieces to get started with. And this is where you can get some happy little pieces that kids know. Now, the problem we face is we often have a limited budget. So imagine you start the year being told you can spend $500 on music, and the administrators, when they say that, are awfully proud they've actually given you that. That's about 4 pieces of music of decent quality. If we buy the cheap and cheerful, if we buy the local movie themes, the latest movie out, that sort of thing, we'll get to play it once, and then we put it in the cupboard. That's $100 down the drain, really. So think about that. Think, there are other things that you can do, but get a couple of pieces you can get up fast. Why do you do that? First of all, it settles people in at the start of the year. Secondly, it's great when the boss walks in and says, I need you to play at assembly next week, to be able to go, yep, I can do that. It's also good when people are coming past. See, bosses know where to walk in and hear you making squeaky, terrible sounds. They want to hear something proper so they can go back and report that things are happening. It's great if they can come in and you can say, here's the piece we're playing. It's almost a political selection. And it's great. It settles kids down. And when you've got kids coming up from training band to have something familiar, great. Don't have to spend a lot of money though, because you can use something you used last year. Group B is achievable in 1 semester, 6 months. So you're looking at the middle of the year. A little bit more challenging, a little bit harder, but also look at it as being something to work on. If you come into rehearsals, and I've been working and I've seen companies that have gone in and all they do is teach the kids a basic riff and then whatever the tune is over the top. So when junior leaves at the other end after 3 years of paying fees, all they know is 3 different riffs. That's not on. That's not education. That's just making money, which we like to do, of course. But when you come into there, if you teach them properly and you grow them, you're growing that musician in that role. Remember, your job is not only to be the conductor and the facilitator, it's to be the leader, it's to be the educator. And if you can get those kids to come out the other end, better musicians, reading, with a thirst for better music, we can then feed them into high schools that are struggling. We can now feed them into community bands. We're making up a lifelong legacy rather than, oh, I've learned a riff, yeah, big deal, I'm bored. And amazingly, I find the kids that get bored with it, they start off with, oh, we can play this tune. Yeah, we can play Chameleon on the bass, wonderful. After about 3 weeks, what else can we play? You've got to work on that. So list B is something that's going to take some work, something that's going to be ready for the mid-year performance. And something too, this is where you can spend your budget really wisely. Don't let the kids pick it, right? Kids will pick what they hear. So they'll be watching TV, they'll be watching the DuckTales theme or the cartoons or the Mandalorian or whatever. They will be doing that. That's what they want to play. How about branching them out and giving them things like there's the Dance of the Tumblers, there's some classical pieces, there's other pieces. Here's 2 pieces. Now the first one you notice is the Mandalorian. This is a fantastic arrangement, only arrived to me the other week, but I've yet to play it through with a full ensemble. Lovely arrangement. Grade 3, going to be a challenge. There's your 6-month one. Above it, Abide With Me. Now this is an interesting little one because it says it's grade half, but it's quite intricate and it's a nice little one. Both those I would put in my 6 months. List C is either 12 months, so you're looking at the end of year concert, which keeps your year sixes engaged, keeps your year 12s engaged, blah, blah, blah. But it also has more skills, bigger skills, growing skills, and you may not ever perform it. Select those pieces on the basis of what you want to teach, what you want to develop. I rarely would pick a piece like that I can go from start to finish in one go with, simply because it's not worth it. I will pick the piece and work at it little bits, little tiny chunks at a time. So they get this bit, they get familiar with that bit, and then we put it all together gradually, so it's growing all the time. So suddenly your rehearsal, my rehearsals, if I have an hour rehearsal, it's a full-on hour. We don't muck around. We get in, we do a warm-up, we do a tune-up, we get into what we're playing. We don't play the simple list A pieces till the very end. We start with our list Bs, we start with our list Cs, or we work between those two, we get things done, but then always finish up with something fun, because it's always fun to see kids walk out of that feeling happy, feeling they've achieved something, and that's part of our leadership role. It's a great time to do it. And look, seriously, look around at other publishers apart from the big ones. Guys like Alfred's and Hal Leonard and Belwin, they have a phenomenal range of music and certainly a wonderful go-to place. Don't think I'm saying anything against them. But here in Australia, we also have Thorpe Music, Rod Herbert, Will Score, Craig Ross, Ed Wilson, Brolga, and they're just a few that I've got off the top of my head. There are many, many others. Nathan Cahill. All those guys are writing some beautiful arrangements, Australian arrangements, that give your kids a much better, broader, more interesting future in music. Don't be lazy, don't let the kids pick. You tell them what they're going to play, because they honestly don't know. Make sure you do. Rule of threes. And you might go 3 in list A, 3 in list B, 3 in list C. You might go 1 list A, 2 list B, 1 list C. You might go 1, 1 and 1. Whatever suits your budget, whatever suits you, but you hit the ground ahead with those 3. And if we can help, don't forget to give us a yell. Catch you next time.